I really must stop saying sorry. It doesn't make things any better or worse. If only I had it in me to be all fierce, fearless and forthright, instead of forever sprinkling my discourse with pitiful retractions, apologies and prevarications. It's one of the reasons I could never have been an artist, either of a literary or any other kind. All the true artists I know are uninterested in the opinion of the world and wholly unconcerned with self-explanation. Self-revelation, yes, and often, but never self-explanation. Artists are strong, bloody-minded, difficult and dangerous. Fate, or laziness, or cowardice cast me long ago in the role of entertainer. And that is what I found myself throughout my 20s becoming, though at times a fatally over-earnest, over-appeasing one, which is no kind of entertainer at all, of course. Wanting to be liked is often a very unlikable characteristic. Certainly I don't like it in myself. But then there is a lot in myself that I don't like. 12 years ago, I wrote a memoir of my childhood and adolescence called Moab is My Washpot, a title that confused no one, so clear, direct and obvious was its meaning and reference. Or perhaps not. The chronology took me up to the time I emerged from prison and managed somehow to get myself accepted into university, which is where this book takes up the story. For the sake of those who have read Moab, I don't mean to go over the same ground. This book picks up the threads and charts the next 8 years of my life. Why so many pages for so few years? It was a late adolescence and early manhood crowded with incident, that is one answer. Another is that in every particular I fail Strunk's Elements of Style or any other manual of good writing. If a thing can be said in 10 words, I may be relied upon to take 100 to say it. I ought to apologize for that. I ought to go back and ruthlessly prune, pare, and extirpate excess growth. But I will not. I like words. Strike that. I love words. And while I am fond of the condensed and economical use of them in poetry, in song lyrics, in Twitter, in good journalism and smart advertising, I love the luxuriant profusion and mad scatter of them too. If my manner of writing is a self-indulgence that has you grinding your teeth, then I'm sorry, but I'm too old a dog to be taught to bark new tunes. I hope you forgive the unedifying sight of my struggle to express some of the truths of my inner self and to measure the distance between the mask of security, ease, confidence and assurance I wear, so easily that its features often lift into a smirk that looks like complacency and smugness, and the real condition of anxiety, self-doubt, self-disgust and fear in which much of my life then and now is lived. It is a life, I suppose, as interesting or as uninteresting as anyone else's. It is mine, and I can do what I like with it, both in the world, in the real plane of facts and objects, and on the page, in the even more real plane of words and subjects. It is not for me to be so cavalier with the lives of others, however.